Arabian Sea, a U.S. Navy fighter jet took out an Iranian attack drone aggressively approaching an American aircraft.
The Pentagon says it's sending the Navy's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier to the Middle East.
President Trump said a large armada of U.S. warships heads toward Iran, quote, just in case.
3:47 hours. Arabian Sea. The water is glass flat, an obsidian mirror reflecting a moon so bright you could read by it. The USS Dwight D. Eisenhower glides through the dark at 22 knots, her flight deck silent except for the soft groan of cooling steel and the distant hum of catapult hydraulics. 5,000 sailors are aboard. Most are asleep. A few are eating cold pizza in the mess. One young air boss is sipping coffee that's gone bitter, watching the horizon over the bow. In 11 minutes, that horizon will catch fire. 6 missiles are already in flight. 6 warheads, each carrying enough explosive yield to crack a flight deck open like an eggshell. They are skimming low across the Gulf of Oman at this very second, and the men who fired them believe they are about to sink an American supercarrier. They are wrong. What unfolds in the next 43 minutes will rewrite every assumption about modern naval warfare in the Persian Gulf. Welcome aboard. You're going to want to stay for this one. Let's set the stage. The Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group is operating roughly 200 nautical miles southeast of the Strait of Hormuz, positioned to project power across the Arabian Sea while remaining outside the choke point where she'd be most vulnerable. With her are 3 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the USS Mason, the USS Gravely, and the USS Laboon, plus the Ticonderoga-class cruiser USS Philippine Sea. Above them, an E-2D Hawkeye is flying a lazy figure 8 at 25,000 feet, its ANAPY-9 radar, painting every square mile of sky for 400 kilometers in every direction. 2F. A-18 Super Hornets are on combat air patrol. 2 more are on 5-minute alert on the deck. Imagine you're up there in that Hawkeye right now. Your eyes are tired. You've been on station for 6 hours. The screen is quiet, until it isn't. 800 kilometers to the north, in a hardened command bunker outside Bandar Abbas, an Iranian Revolutionary Guard general is staring at his own screen. He has been waiting for this moment for 3 years. American sanctions have crippled his country's economy. Israeli strikes have humiliated his proxies. And now, intelligence suggests the Eisenhower is preparing to launch strikes against IRGC naval assets at dawn. He has decided to strike first. His weapon of choice, 6 Khalij Fars anti-ship ballistic missiles, derived from the Fateh 110 family. Each one carries a 650-kilogram warhead and reaches terminal velocity at Mach 3. Officially, Tehran claims they can hit a moving carrier with pinpoint accuracy at 300 kilometers. Officially, the general believes he has the perfect plan. Launch from 3 different sites simultaneously. Saturate the carrier's defenses. Force the Americans into an impossible math problem 6 inbound. Only so many interceptors aimed in the right direction. 1 hit, that's all he needs. 1 hit on the flight deck, and the most expensive warship in human history becomes a burning hulk on the evening news. But there's a problem with his plan. A very large, very inconvenient problem. He doesn't know that an American KH-11 reconnaissance satellite passed over his northern launch site 47 minutes ago and photographed the missile erectors being raised. He doesn't know that an RC-135 rivet joint flying a racetrack over the Gulf of Oman has been intercepting his command frequencies for the past 6 hours. And he absolutely does not know that the Aegis combat system aboard the USS Philippine Sea was upgraded last spring to baseline 9, C2, a software package specifically designed to engage hypersonic and quasi-ballistic threats from a maritime platform. He thinks he is the predator. He is, in fact, walking into a hunt where he is the prey. 0358 hours, launch. 6 plumes of fire ignite across the Iranian coast, 3 from a site near Jask, 2 from Bandar Lenga, 1 from a mobile launcher hidden in the hills above Chabahar. Within 7 seconds, the Defense Support Program satellite in geosynchronous orbit, 36,000 kilometers above the Indian Ocean, detects the infrared signatures. The data is relayed to U.S. Strategic Command in Omaha, to 5th Fleet Headquarters in Bahrain, and to the Eisenhower Battle Group, all in under 9 seconds. Aboard the Philippine Sea, a klaxon erupts. The Tactical Action Officer, a lieutenant commander named, well, let's just call him the TAO, slams his coffee cup down and reads the threat display. 6 tracks. Inbound. Time to impact. 10 minutes, 43 seconds. You're in that combat information center right now. Red light bathes the consoles. 12 faces lock onto 12 screens. Nobody is breathing. All hands, general quarters. This is not a drill. The carrier heels into a hard turn to starboard, presenting her narrowest profile to the threat axis. Catapults 2 and 4 shudder as the alert Super Hornets are flung into the night sky. Below decks, damage control teams sprint to their stations, dragging hoses, sealing hatches, isolating fuel lines. A young petty officer named Reyes, 22 years old, 2 months out of training, finds himself standing in a sealed compartment with a fire extinguisher and a heartbeat that won't slow down. He has a daughter back home in El Paso. He thinks of her face. This is real, this is happening, and the missiles are still coming. The first layer of defense is the SM-6 Standard missile, fired from the Mark 41 vertical launch system aboard the destroyer USS Mason. The SM-6 is a thoroughbred, a 1,500-kilogram interceptor capable of engaging ballistic threats in their terminal phase at ranges exceeding 240 kilometers. At 0402 hours, Mason launches 4 SM-6S in a salvo, each one streaking skyward on a column of white fire. 63 seconds later, the first Iranian missile is vaporized at 30 kilometers altitude. The flash is visible from the Eisenhower's bridge, then the second, then the third, 3 down, 3 to go. But 2 of the remaining Khalij Far's warheads have begun a terminal maneuver, a corkscrewing dive designed to defeat point defense systems. The 4th SM-6 misses by a margin of meters. The threats are now inside 40 kilometers. This is where it gets close. This is where the math gets ugly. The Philippine Sea takes the handoff. 2 SM-2 Block 3 IC interceptors leap from her forward launcher. One scores a direct hit at 15 kilometers. A fireball blooms against the night. The other detonates near, but not on, its target. The 5th missile keeps coming. Inside the carrier's own self-defense bubble now, 12 kilometers, 8 kilometers, the Eisenhower's rim, 162 evolved Sea Sparrow missile system spits 2 interceptors from the aft launcher. Number 5 disintegrates at 6 kilometers. A cheer almost rises in CIC, almost, because number 6 is still alive, and it is 3 kilometers out, and it is moving at Mach 2.8. Phalanx CIWS, the last line of defense. A 6-barreled Gatling cannon firing 2 0mm tungsten penetrators at 4,500 rounds per minute, slaved to its own Ku-band radar, no human in the loop. The mount on the carrier's starboard quarter swivels, locks, and unleashes a stream of fire that sounds less like a gun and more like a power saw cutting through the world itself. For 1.5 seconds, the night is nothing but tracer fire and noise. The 6th Iranian missile breaks apart 800 meters from the hull. Burning debris rains into the sea. A piece of warhead casing the size of a dinner plate skitters across the flight deck and comes to rest against a tie-down chain. The Eisenhower is untouched. Not a single sailor injured. Not one. But this is not over. This is not even close to over. Because in Washington, it is just past 1,900 the previous evening, and the President of the United States has just been handed a phone in the Situation Room. The order he gives is 3 words long. Execute Striker Eagle. What happens next is not a battle. It is a demonstration, a calculated, surgical demonstration of what the world's most powerful military looks like when it stops being patient. From the Eisenhower's flight deck, 24F, A-18E Super Hornets, and 8 F-35C Lightning IIs begin a rolling launch, 1 aircraft every 38 seconds. From Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, 4 B-1B Lancers are already airborne, their bomb bays loaded with JASSM-ER cruise missiles. From the Virginia-class submarine USS Indiana, lurking somewhere in the Gulf of Oman, 28 Tomahawk Block V missiles begin their silent ascent. Targets: every launch site that fired tonight. Every missile production facility within 400 kilometers of Bandar Abbas. The command bunker, where a certain IRGC general is still staring at his screen, waiting for confirmation of a hit that will never come. Over the next 31 minutes, 142 precision weapons strike 47 aim points across southern Iran. The JASC launch complex ceases to exist. The Bandar Lenga facility is reduced to its foundations. 3 underground command bunkers are penetrated and collapsed by GBU. 2 advanced 5,000-pound bunker busters dropped from F. 15 E-Strike Eagles vectored from Al Dhafra. The general never gets to file his after-action report. He never gets to do anything again. Final tally: 6 missiles launched, 6 missiles destroyed, 0 American casualties, 0 hits on the carrier, 47 Iranian strategic targets eliminated. The entire engagement, from first detection to last bomb on target, lasted 43 minutes. 43 minutes. That's shorter than your morning commute. Shorter than one episode of a streaming show. In that span of time, an entire arm of the IRGC's anti-ship missile program ceased to function as a credible threat. And here's the part that should stay with you. The Iranian general wasn't wrong about the math. 6 saturating threats against a single carrier really is a hard problem. He was wrong about the layers. He counted the carrier's defenses and forgot the escorts. He counted the escorts and forgot the satellites. He counted the satellites and forgot that information dominance, knowing he was coming before he knew he was coming, is the single greatest force multiplier ever invented. He thought he was solving a math problem. He was actually facing an entire integrated kill web that has been building, training, and rehearsing for this exact night for 40 years. Modern naval warfare is not about who has the biggest gun. It is about who sees first, decides fastest, and shoots last. The carrier is not a target. The carrier is the center of a defensive ecosystem that extends from the seafloor to low Earth orbit, and anything that enters that ecosystem with hostile intent is making a one-way trip. So here's my question for you. If you were in the president's chair at 0358 hours, with 10 minutes on the clock and 5,000 American lives on the line, would you have given the same 3-word order? Or would you have hesitated? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all, and the debate is half the reason this channel exists. If you made it this far, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next scenario. Stay sharp out there.